Today, I want us to look at what we call regression analysis. Regression analysis. Regression analysis, and you write this. This is a statistical method. This is a statistical method used to study the nature, and the strength of the relationship existing between variables. Used to study the nature and the strength of the relationship existing between variables. First up, there are two types of variables. One is dependent variable. And we write that this is the one whose values are influenced by another variable. First of all, it is represented by letter Y. Is represented by letter Y. Is represented by letter Y. Full stop. An equation can only have one dependent variable. An equation can only have one dependent variable. Number two is independent variable. Independent variable. Independent variable. Independent variable. And write that this is the one that influences the values of Y. This is the one that influences the values of Y. Is the one that influences the values of Y. Full stop. An equation can have more than one independent variables. An equation can have more than one independent variables. First of all, this variable is represented by letter X. This variable is represented by letter X. Then we write down there, If an equation has one independent variable, it is called simple regression. It's called simple regression, whose general format is y is equals to a plus bx. It's called simple regression, whose general format is y equals to a plus bx, where a equals constant or intercept. That is constant intercept, that is the value of y that does not depend on x. The value of y that does not depend on x, or the point at which, the equation touches x-axis. Sorry, the equation touches y-axis. Point at which the equation touches y-axis. B is called slope or gradient. Slope or gradient. That is rate at which y changes. Rate at which y changes when x changes by 1 unit. When x changes by 1 unit. When x changes by 1 unit. Okay, down there we write another sentence and write that if the equation has more than one independent variables, if the equation has more than one independent variables, is known as multiple regression. It's known as multiple regression, whose general format is y is equals to a plus b1x1 plus b2x2 plus all the way up to bn xn. Whose general format is y is equals to a plus b1x1 plus b2x2, that way. Where n is the number of independent variables. Number of independent variables. Okay, so I think that is clear. Then down there you say now, the following steps are taken. The following steps are taken when performing regression analysis in Excel. When performing regression analysis in Excel. One is go to data tab and select data and data analysis. Go to data tab and click on data analysis. Go to data tab and click on data analysis. In the dialog box, select regression. Select regression. I specify the input ranges for X and Y. The input still on the same point. If more than one axis, if more than one X, select them together. If more than one X, select them together. Select them together. Tick labels if you have. If you have, add skip constant 0. And skip constant 0. Select anything else you need. Anything else you need in your output. In your output, and click OK. Select anything else you need in your output and click OK. Those are the basic steps that we take. Now, I sent you data in your WhatsApp group. So let's open that data. And go to the sheet that is written simple regression. Let's go to the sheet that is written simple regression. So I hope we are there. I did not have data for that, but I want to get some independent values. independent values. We use them. So we are going to type the data. Good. So I have the data here with me. So if you go to cell cursor is misbehaving. Let's go there where we have the E1. E1. I want us to call them machine hours. Machine hours. Then in the next cell, we have electricity expense. Electricity expense. We can wrap these texts. I believe you remember how to wrap. You just highlight where it is and you click wrap texts that way. You can also come and wrap this one. Then this one we can expand kidogo hivi so that then we can align them here. Bye. That's why kuna mwangaza. Kuna jioni. Kujema. Some poa. So if we are there, let's type the values. Let's type the values. We have 51. Let's first of all put the machine hours. 51 followed by 45, followed by another 51, followed by 58.5, followed by 63, followed by 48, followed by 39, followed by another 39, followed by 46.5, followed by 52.5, followed by 64.5, followed by 72. Yeah, then we go to the electricity expense. The electricity expense is 960, followed by 930, followed by another 930, followed by 885. Then we have 750. Sorry, I need to go back there. It is 750. Then I have 795. Then I have another 750. I also have another 750. Sorry. 750. Then I have 795. Then I have 825. Then I have 870. And then I have 1020. So I believe we are all there. I can even bold these ones. I can bold those ones that way. So if we are all there, tumesema to do the simple regression, you go to the data tab. In case you get lost, let me know. So we are saying go to the data tab. And when you are in the data tab, select data analysis. Data tab. Then you click on data analysis. Then in the dialog box that has opened, you look for regression. So look for where there is regression. You look for regression. Here it is. You highlight it. And then you press OK. You needed to specify here and OK. And OK. So let's pick OK or click on OK. Now, when you click on OK, there is a dialog box that has opened there. And in this dialog box, as you can see, it has the inputs. So for the input range, Y, we are starting with Y. So let's start with this one. You select kutoka hapa kwa electricity expense. These are the Ys. That way. Those are the dependent variables. Machine hours, rather electricity expense depends on machine hours. Let's now click on input X range. Input X range. So when you put your cursor there, now let's select the monthly or the machine hours. Machine hours, including the word machine. Now, because we have picked the names, we will need the labels to show. So you check this one, or you tick labels. You tick labels. Then if you are to tick this one, that the constant is 0, then your A will be 0. So because we do not want it to be 0, we want it to be what it is. So you just leave it unchecked. You just leave it unchecked. Then if you want to do confidence intervals, confidence interval is the level of surety that you have in your analysis or in your data. So you can check that. The most common is usually 95%. The most common is usually 95%. Then when we go to the output options, we have 3 options. We can create a new worksheet, or we can take it to the new workbook, or we can just have it in the sheet where we are. So just click output range, and then I want us to put the cursor here, there. Now, when you have clicked there, I want us to select D2. Let's select D2. We put our results there. D2. Then we now need to select all these things if we need them. That's what we say, select anything else that you need. So because we are just in class, I want to select everything so that we know how everything can be done. But in the exam now, you just pick what the examiner wants. So let's pick the residuals. Residuals are errors, or the values that remain. We have standardized residuals. Those have been modified. We have the residual plots. Those will be graphs. We have what we call the line fit. That is also a scatter diagram. Yesterday, we were looking at the graphs. Then we have normal probability distribution plots. So we have checked everything. But as I've said, in the exam, you just pick what they want. So if we are there, click OK. Click OK. There's a message. Nola, was that message mine? I don't seem to trace the data analysis. Have you gotten it now, Nora?
Not yet. I've snipped how my data tab looks like, and there's no data analysis.
Okay, and yesterday I showed you how to put it. So this is how you go about it.
Okay.
So go to the file.
Yes, I'm in file.
And go down here to where you can see options.
Options.
Yes. You can see them.
Yes.
Click on options. When
yes, I'm in options.
yeah. On your left, there is a column that has some things. The second last inaitwa add-ins.
Add-ins.
Yes. So
Okay, add-ins.
click that.
Mm-hmm.
When you click, there is another dialog box that opens. And towards the end of it, still on the left, there is somewhere written manage.
View and manage Microsoft add-ins.
Not really. It's just called manage. Just written manage. And there is a small box there that is written Excel add-ins.
Okay, seen it.
Then if you follow that line, there is the word go. Click go. Click there. When you click, then you can see there is another dialog box that has come in. Now make sure you have checked the analysis tool pack. You tick.
Okay.
Yeah, you click there. So it is now ticked.
Yeah.
Now click OK.
Perfect.
Good.
Seen it. Thank you.
So that means we may need to take you back to the steps of the regression. How you head forward?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what you do, it has, sorry. So go to the data analytics, sorry, data tab. Now on your right hand side, check whether you can see data analysis.
Yes, I can.
Click on it. There is a dialog box that opens.
Correct.
Now scroll there and pick regression. Click OK.
Okay.
Now there is another dialog box that opens and begins with inputs.
Yes.
Now the first input is Y. So come to where your Y is. That is our electricity expenses.
Okay.
Obviously, after you have placed the cursor kwa hiyo row ya input Y.
Yes.
So now select kutoka hapa kwa machine expense, sorry, not machine, electricity expense all the way to 1020. Then after that, put the cursor on input X. Then come now and select the X, which is our machine hours.
Yes.
Machine hours all the way there. From there now you can see the labels. Click the one for label, that box, so that we pick our labels. There is another one for the constant zero. That one don't touch. Let it remain unchecked. Then we go now to where we are supposed to put, or first of all, you put the 95% confidence. Click the one for the 95%. Click on the output, the first dot that is there. Then put the cursor on that row or that space. Then go to cell D2. D2, you click on it there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is where our results will go. Then down there, you can see other things that are there. Check all of them. Hizo kina residuals mpaka kwa normal probability plot. Check all of them. Then click OK. You have results similar to the ones you can see on my screen?
Yeah.
Good. So if we are now on the same page, I want us to look at Karibu. I want us to align these plots. So you can click on this one for the Matui align hapa. Just do like I'm doing. I want us to align them in a way that they are not overlapping. So that is machine hours. Then this one for machine hours, the second one, we can bring it down here. And then this other one, we can also bring it down here. We just click on it and bring them there. So I believe that all of us, we are there. And if that is true, that we are all there, now you can see the results. Now these results, we interpret them more in quantitative analysis. We have the summary output. You can see the multiple F. You have R square. You have the adjusted R. If you want to expand hii kidogo tu hivi. Let me see inafika wapi. Yeah, hapo. You want to expand kidogo hivyo. You can see we have the multiple R. That one is called correlation coefficient. We have the R square, the coefficient of determination, the adjusted R square, the standard error, the observations. Then we have what we call the ANOVA table. If you did QA, you must have come across this and advanced management accounting. Then we have the table of coefficients. We have the results there. Then we have the residuals. These ones are called the what? They are called the values that remains, the errors, when you are predicting. We have the probability output. And then on this other side, you can see we have been able to get 3 graphs. We have been able to get the machine hours residual plots. We have machine hours line fit, and we have normal probability plot. Now, there is a lot that we can say about these tables, but I don't want to get into that because I'm not very sure that your examiner would want you to get into a lot of these details. The only thing that I need to pick is now the equation. So, tunaweza iweka hapa. Let's go to where we have H2. That is H2. Yes, let's go there. Let's go there and type the equation. We type the word equation. You can go to home and make that bold. Then below that, you type Y. You can say Y. Remember the format. The format. I don't know whether I can give you. We should give the format, but because you already have the format in our notes, let's not get into that. So you just say Y equals. You take this value. Let's take this value. I think if we take that to we might sum. Yeah, so let's just copy manually so that we does not assume that we are copying. So equals, take this value that is down here, 622.2363 plus this is the value that is there, 4.433 594 X. Yeah, so that is the equation. I don't know why it's not picking. So that is the equation that we have gotten. So if you want to interpret the meaning, if you want to give the meaning, you can say 6.222, no, not 6.22, 622.23 is the fixed electricity expense. The fixed electricity expense. Then 4.43 is electricity expense per machine hour. Electricity expense per machine hour. So that is, I think that is the match that your examiner may want you to know. But as I said, maybe other than this coming week, the other week now we shall narrow down to the past papers. In case now we come across a question that requires we get deeper into these figures, we will be able to respond appropriately. But at least for now, you know how to solve regression, can get all these things. But if you do not need all of them, you would not have picked them. So are we okay up to that point? If you have any query, you can raise it, because now we are through with the simple regression. So kama tuko sawa, let us go to multiple regression. Let's go to multiple regression. Multiple regression, equally I don't have data for it. Equally I don't have data for it, but I want us to put some data quickly. Some data quickly. Let me give you some data. So the first column, we call it operating costs. Operating costs. The second one is maintenance costs. Just a minute, just a minute. It will be maintenance hours. And then distance. No, I think that one may not work the way I want. Let me get the one that has two independent variables. Yes. Let's change that. Let's change that. Kuna comment. Okay, Hadija. I want us to change these ones. Let's go back to cell A, whatever. We call it overhead costs. Overhead costs. The second one, we call it production units. Production units. And the next one, we call it price index. Price index. So we can either click here to fit, or you wrap the text whichever way you want. Whichever way you want. Now for the overhead cost, we have 718,480, followed by 735,110, followed by 768,310, followed by 717,670, followed by 715,960, followed by 726,880, followed by 753,420, followed by 777,640, followed by 720,410, followed by 718,100, followed by 736,800, followed by 714,220. Yeah, they should get to row number 13. Okay. And if you want to modify these ones, if you want to modify these ones because they're in shadings, you can come here where we have general. Oh. So you take the currency. We don't have decimals, so you remove the decimals. Then we put K and look for KS. Click OK. Yeah. So that is if you want to modify, but if you don't, you can just leave it that way. There is no harm. Let's go to production units. Production units, tukianzia huko juu, it is 62,800, followed by 72,800, followed by 93,400, followed by 56,900, followed by 58,800, followed by 69,000, followed by 87,000, followed by 98,000, followed by 59,200, followed by 62,900, followed by 73,100, finally 6,400. 6,400. Okay. Maybe you can also format these to be numbers. And you can put the comma to separate. Let's remove the decimals. Yeah, that way. Let's come to indices. Indices, I have 89, then 90, then 93, then 95, then 98, then 100, then 101, then 103, then 103, then 106, then 108, then 113. So I believe that we are there. I believe that all of us are there now. So if we are all there, let's now proceed to do the analysis. The procedure is the same. Procedure is the same. So just click data, then go to data analysis. Pick regression. It's already selected because you were just there a while ago. So click OK. Let's now put the, you see now, already the cells zimeja or the spaces zimeja because the computer is still keeping the memory of what you have done. So you just delete this one. Then you put the cursor there. You go to your Y. Y is now our overhead cost. Overhead cost. So pick kutoka hapa kwa overheads hivi mpaka hapo chini. That is our overhead cost. Then for the input X range, tumesema if you have more than one X, you select them together. And they must be neighboring. They must be adjacent to each other. So we are going to pick kutoka hapa kwa production. Tuchukue mpaka kwa index. You come all the way to that. You come all the way to that. Haya. Labels already tuko nayo 95. Let's change our the location. The location, let's now put it kwa F2. F2. F2, everything else is checked. I believe that all of us we are there before I click OK. I believe that everyone is there. So now just press OK. And when you press OK, you can see that you have the values. You can see that you have the values there. And kisonga hii kidogo hapa mbele where we have the graphs. So hii ya kwanza naweza isukuma juu hapa. I align them hapa kwa P. Then hii teremuke hapo. Followed by this one. Teremuke hapa. Sorry. Decrease. Yeah. I needed to have picked this one. The whole of it. Then I pick this one. Teremuke hapa 19. Then I pick this one. So you can see those plots, and just like we were doing yesterday, for the, remember this is still visualization. You can see the three things tulikuwa nazo: the chart element, the styles, and the filter. Yeah, but I don't want to repeat that. That's a lesson we did yesterday on how to modify. So these graphs, you can still modify them by putting the chart elements, the styles, and the filters. So having said that, maybe the last thing that I need to say is now how to interpret this equation or these results. So we can come here kwa I1, I2, we type equation. So this one I'll just give the equation, we'll not keep on interpreting. So we'll say Y equals you come here to the coefficients. Hapa ndio the results inakuanga. So you take this value 632,961.2 plus 1.502577x1. You can put, you can go to home and put subscript. I don't know whether we have that option for the subscripts. It's like we don't have in the home. It's not like Word. So let's just put x1 that way, plus you take the next one, which is a negative. So now tutasema minus 63.540482. Yeah, so that is how you do the regression. I believe that we are okay. Okay, so if we are good there, we are good. I want us now to do our last item today. So we are through with the regression. So the next thing that I want us to look at is called advanced filter. Advanced filter. Advanced filter. Advanced filter. So we write this, that this is used to find the records that meet one or more complex criteria. It's used to find the records that meet one or more complex criteria. First up, when using advanced filters, or when using advanced filter, it is important to define. It's important to define or to know, number one, source, that is where the data is coming from. Number 2, criteria. And number 3, destination. You must know well what is the source of the data that you want to filter, or where is it, then the criteria that you're going to use, and then the destination where you want to put it. The following steps are taken. Following steps are taken. 1, define the criteria. Define the criteria. Define the criteria. Define the criteria. Full stop. Still on that point is start with the header of the criteria you want to filter. Start with the header of the criteria you want to filter. Stop. If you have more than one conditions, connected by the word add, connected by the word add, connected by the word add, comma, type them besides each other. Type them besides each other. Type them besides each other. If they are connected by the word all, if they are connected by the word all, type them below, or rather type the second one. Type the second one below the first one. Type the second one below the first one. Step number 2. Keep the cursor in the source data. Keep the cursor in the source data. Keep the cursor in the source data. Number 3, go to the data tab. Go to the data tab. Go to the data tab and click on advanced filter option. And click on advanced filter option. Full stop. Still on the same point, you write that the source data is automatically selected. The source data is automatically selected. Number 4, select column heading for the criteria. Select column heading for the criteria. And number 5, select the destination of the output. Select the destination for the output. Full stop. Still on the same point, you write, if you want to paste in a new sheet, if you want to paste in a new sheet, if you want to paste in a new sheet, comma, the new sheet must be active. If you want to paste in a new sheet, comma, the new sheet must be active. Full stop, but still on the same point, you write. This requires you to place the cursor. This requires you to place the cursor on the new sheet. This requires you to place the cursor on the new sheet. And select the advanced filter from the new sheet. And select the advanced filter from the new sheet. From the new sheet, and proceed as usual. And proceed as usual. And proceed as usual. Good. So that is the last thing that I want us to do. I can see I have like 20 or so minutes. So let's go back to our data. Let's go back. So for me, I'll have to share here. Is Excel. Click on the one that has advanced filter. I hope we are there now. So if we are there, we can do. So I want us to select the skirts that are sold in Nairobi. Or we just want to see what is Nairobi. Let's start with the simple one, Nairobi. We want to filter the Nairobi. We want to filter Nairobi. So if you want to filter Nairobi, you can come here to the F1. So when you get to F1, you say equals, you put the heading where what you want to filter is found. Nairobi is a branch, so you press enter. Then we, on the second row, that is F2, you press equals, and then you click on Nairobi here, you enter. So that becomes our criteria. We just want to see what is in Nairobi. So if that is what we want to see, we just want to be left with what is in Nairobi. That is. So now place the cursor anywhere on the source. Sasa hii ndio inaitwa source data. We have said you must specify 3 things, or it must be very clear in your mind. One is the source data. Number 2 is the criteria, ndio hii tumetengeneza hapa. And then number 3 will be the location. Tunaweza iacha hapa ama tunaweza iweka anywhere here, ama we can even transfer them to a new sheet. Haya, sasa ukishaweka the cursor, when you have put the cursor on the source data, then you go to data, and then data tab, you can see the advanced filter. Now, when you click that, when you click advanced filter, you can see there is a dialog box that has opened, and you can see our entire data has been selected. The entire data has been selected. So we want to filter the list in place. So if you want to filter in place, that means everything else from what we have there that does not meet our criteria will be hidden or will disappear. We'll just be left with what we want. So let's come here to the criteria range. Criteria range, you put your cursor there. Then you go and select our branch in Nairobi hapa. These two. And then you say, okay. So you can see now, everything else has run away, or has been hidden. We are just left with what is in Nairobi. So let's undo that. Let us undo that. Let's see what would happen if we took this direction. Come and take advanced there and copy to another location. Want us to copy to another location. Want us to copy to another location. So, want to copy to another location. So our criteria range is this one. And then the location that I want us to put is here. Just here, we can put kwa F4. Oh, sorry, that one is wrong. So let's first of all delete. I did not move the cursor out of that. So let's put the criteria range again. The criteria range. So let's come to put the cursor where we have the copy to. So delete this one. Then click here kwa F4 so that we take it there. Then you click OK. Yeah. So you see now you have been able to retain the original data. You have been able to retain the original data and you have gotten the values that are in Nairobi. Now you can also specify. Now we want to select the branch and the product. The branch and the product. So tuongeze hapa tuseme equals. Tukuja hapa kwa product. We enter. Tuseme we want Nairobi and the what? The skirts. You can take the skirts. So you say equals the skirts. You enter there. Enter there. So let's now put our cursor on the source data. On the source data. And we go to the advanced. We go to the advanced. And if you want to hide everything else back in hiyo unataka, so you leave it here, filter in the place. Then you come to the list range that is already specified. Let's come here to the criteria range, put the cursor, first of all, delete what was there. Now select these two that way. Now, because we want everything else to disappear from our main list, we just click OK. So you see, tumeachiwa tu hiyo ya Nairobi. Let's undo that. Let's undo that. I want us to work somewhere here where you can see it. So we press our cursor there. Then we come here. We press advanced. Then we come here. Natoa hiyo, we put our criteria range. I want us to copy to another location. So you copy there. You press there. Then press the cursor here where we want to copy to, delete that. Ukuje hapa kwa F11. Is it? F9. Then you press OK. Yeah, so you can see it there. So you are free to decide where you want to take it. You want to take it. If we want to come here and specify now the sales value. Say we want another condition for sales value here. So you put it that way. And maybe you see now for the ones of Nairobi, I can change it. Let's change this one of Nairobi. Let's now take something like Thika. Let's take something like Thika. So press equals. Tuchukue Thika hapo. Haya, we can still retain this one of skirt. Hata tunaweza ongeza another condition. We can put another condition na kwanza tuende na hiyo. Kuja kwa sales value. Maybe we want the sales value for Thika that are greater than 200. So press greater than 200. Yeah, we want to pick the sales of skirts in Thika that are greater than 200. So if you have done that, again, you place your cursor on the source data. Place your cursor on the source data. Then you go to the data tab. Then the advanced. So the advanced filter, you click there. We want it to go to another location. So press there, another location. In the list rate, that one remains okay. But for the criteria range, put your cursor there. In the criteria range, put your cursor there. First of all, delete that. Let us select the new criteria. Kutoka hapa kwa branch all the way to the sales value. Kutoka kwa branch all the way to the sales value. Tuteremuke, let's go down there to where there is copy to. Copy to, we want to create a new location. So I want us to bring it here to F14. F14. Then you click OK. So you can see the items that were sold in Thika, the shirts. Their dates and the values, anything that is above 200. Let's see whether there is anything from Thika that was less than 200. Yeah, unaona kama hii, this one. It is below 200, that's why haijachukuliwa. Hata hii ni ya 100, haijachukuliwa. Yeah. So that is how you can filter. That's how you can filter. I want us now to see what if you want to put it in another location. If you want to put the data in another location. You want to put the data in another location. So you click a new sheet there. New sheets. So when you click new sheets, we go to advanced. We go to advanced. When you are in the new sheet, we want to copy to another location. We want to copy to another location. So copy there. Then kuja hapa copy to, Copy to. Then click cell A1 there. That's why we want to bring them. Then let's go to the list range and go back to our advanced data. Advanced data, we select here. That's our list range. Then the criteria. We did not specify the criteria. We should have put the criteria here. Okay, let's cancel that. We needed to first of all do the criteria. So let's come here to G. Press equals. Then go to advanced filter. I want us to select the product. Is it not taking that? Equals advanced filter. Yes, so you click there, then you press enter. Click there, then you enter. I want us to pick the browsers. So press equals hapo. Then let's go to advanced filter where we have our data. Let's pick the browsers. Click on the browsers, then press enter. Enter. So that's the criteria range. So when we are here, we repeat what we have said. You do what? You go to the advanced. Okay. So we go to let's remove this. Let's go to the advanced. We select that. We select this one so that the Excel can pick our source. Yeah. So we have selected. We are putting them in a new location. New location. So our new location, unaleta your cursor here where we want to copy. We want to copy them here. Let's put it in A5 so that it does not overlap with our criteria here. A5 there. Then the criteria range, let's select these ones. This is our criteria range, is 2. That we then press OK. Then here. So you can see all the browsers where they were sold. All the browsers where they were sold. We have the browsers that way. So I hope you have followed that on how to use the advanced filters. Nora, are we together?
Yes.
Muri?
I'm okay, sir.
Collins?
I'm good.
Good. Hadija? Okay, so if we are okay, then we stop at that point. We stop at that point. So we have two more things that we need to look at. We need to look at how to do the pivot tables and to do the dashboard. And I think that will have given us the basics of Excel. I told you the course is divided into, or I divided it into 3. The first one, we did the theory of the paper. Now we have been doing the basics of Excel. Next week, God willing, we should be done. Then from there, now we get to the applications. And in the applications, we just be doing the past paper questions so that we're able to capture the mind of the examiner fully. So let's stop there for now. You can have a good day. God bless.
Mwalimu.